In Yunnan, a highway was severely damaged after heavy rainfall. The road cracked and collapsed into pieces. Video footage shows the road breaking into numerous fragments, with parts tilting and caving in. A video shared on social media shows a highway split in both directions, with a structure collapsing dramatically. On November 5th, authorities in Jingdongyi Autonomous County, Pu'er City, confirmed rain damage to the Nanjing Expressway between Dali Nanjiang and Pu'er Jingdong. Several sections experienced slope collapses and road subsidence. Restoration work is ongoing, with traffic controls in place since 8 a.m. that day, barring all vehicles. Officials described the event as a natural disaster and reported no casualties or vehicle damage. Many online users have criticized the handling of the incident, with some accusing authorities of avoiding responsibility. One commenter stated, "This is clearly a poorly built road. The foundation was neglected, and the slopes were unprotected. This was bound to happen." Others mocked the explanation, saying, "It's not an earthquake, just rain. If we built bridges on water, would they sink too?" One person posted online, blaming basic construction errors. In mountainous areas like Yunnan, water flows downhill. The soil is loose and sandy, absorbing little water. Heavy rain saturates it, causing expansion and asphalt cracks. Roads here need reinforced concrete, expansion joints, and drainage pipes to avoid such damage. Some online users suspect authorities concealed casualties and vehicle damage. The Nanjing Expressway cost 13.9 billion yuan to build. Construction began in July 2016, with sections opening gradually. The full highway opened in August 2022 and has operated for 3 years. This event continues a pattern of substandard projects in China, impacting roads and residential buildings, particularly foundations. Concerns over unstable building foundations have recently increased.
Can the house be lived in? Who dares to live there? Is there anyone who would? The walls cracked, then patched up and covered with white plaster. There's a pit below. It's all sunken in. It's a newly bought house, but there are all kinds of problems. Collapsed roads, cracked walls, nothing's being fixed properly. Later, we found that the cracks in the wall kept getting worse, and now it's become really dangerous. Just looking at it is scary.
光看着就已经瑟瑟发抖。
Just looking at it makes you shiver. I bet everyone in this building has already run off. If we bring in professionals to take a look, I guess even if they can fix it, no one will live there. And even if someone does, no one will buy it. But what's the scariest part of all this? The house has already been handed over, the developer has even gone bankrupt, and there's no one to turn to for a solution. A homeowner in Hebei's Jiangsu, Rongshengchen neighborhood was shocked to find their building had become unsafe. On November 4th, a vlogger revealed that the foundation had sunk, causing cracks in the walls of the underground garage and deformation of the columns. The building, which is only 5 years old, has now been classified as a dangerous structure. Footage from the vlogger shows large sections of the garage floor cracked and sunken. At least 9 support columns no longer function, and the walls are covered in cracks. The vlogger pointed out that the walls cracked earlier and were reinforced with iron mesh before being repainted with white plaster. They have since cracked again, raising fears that the building could collapse at any moment. Residents say the wall cracks have lasted for 2 months, causing unrest in the neighborhood group with no solution in sight. The problem drew wider notice only after several residents posted about it together on Douyin, but the property management has yet to offer a clear fix.
You've probably seen the videos of Rongshan City with cracked walls and collapsed ground, right? I just made the down payment. I want to cancel the purchase, but they still want me to go and get a loan for a house like this. My friends, do you support me in cancelling the purchase, or should I go to the bank and get the loan?
Chinese media reports indicate that on November 5th, staff from the local Housing and Construction Bureau addressed the concerns. They described the affected neighborhood as a new development. Following an on-site inspection, officials confirmed that the wall featured in the video, with its large cracks, is a non-load-bearing partition. It lacks reinforced concrete and forms no part of the main structure. To avert any hazards, the construction company has since demolished the wall. Regarding the columns, which do form part of the main structure, small cracks have appeared. Evaluation results of these should arrive in the coming days. The building contains 28 units altogether, of which 10 are now occupied. The lingering question is this: how could a building handed over at the end of 2020 show such rapid deterioration after only 5 years? Online analysts have identified several possible causes. The main one may be uneven foundation settlement, stemming from inadequate geological surveys during construction, particularly in areas with soft soil or underground voids. Some suggest fluctuations in groundwater levels cause the foundation to shrink or soften, undermining the building's stability. Others point to design flaws, missing anti-cracking features, or poor quality concrete. A civil engineering expert stated, "These cracks signal foundation settlement. At least some pile foundations are likely compromised, and the structure could fail at any moment. Residents should evacuate immediately and monitor the cracks with markings. If they continue to widen, do not remain in the building." In recent days, similar cases of building settlement and cracking have emerged in various parts of China. On November 1st, an uneven foundation settlement occurred at Building 38 on Yunan Street in the Taiyang neighborhood in Dangyang City, Jiangsu province. Footage taken by residents at the scene shows significant cracks in the building's structure, with peeling walls and exposed structural elements indicating severe damage. Some residents even recorded sounds of collapse and cracking from inside the building, prompting many to flee in panic overnight. On November 2nd, the Dangyang City authorities confirmed the incident, stating that all residents of the building have been safely evacuated. However, the situation did not end there. On November 5th, a resident uploaded a video stating that the building in question at the Taiyang neighborhood had begun to be demolished. However, the evacuated residents have yet to receive proper relocation or assistance, with no one providing support and much information remained undisclosed. Some online users expressed concerns, saying, "Once Building 38 is demolished, the entire Taiyang neighborhood will be affected. Who would still dare to live here? Everyone is living in fear, having nightmares every night." There was much discussion among netizens. Some pointed out that a 20-something-year-old neighborhood is already being considered as an old residential complex, while others noted that many cities still have buildings over 100 years old, questioning the quality of construction. Currently, incidents of dangerous buildings are spreading across China. On October 24th, the ground floor of a building in the Golden Sunshine neighborhood of Liaoping County, Chengde, Hebei, suddenly collapsed. A family was inside at the time, and the adults quickly carried their child to safety amid the panic. The local Housing and Construction Bureau reported subsidence of several centimeters, caused by unstable backfill soil. Experts from Beijing conducted an on-site inspection and preliminarily assessed that the main structure sustained no significant damage. No casualties were reported. Yet public concern persists, with many questioning whether this marks the start of a broader problem and how many more buildings could collapse without warning. A vlogger also captured the footage of the Jinbi International City neighborhood in Yibing, Sichuan, where the exterior walls had cracked, with gaps large enough to fit a fist. In Zhenzhou City, Henan, a 30-year-old residential complex showed even more severe cracking in its buildings.
现在这个裂缝已经很宽很宽了，然后可以伸进去一个拳头。
The crack is now very wide, enough to fit a fist. The higher up you go, the deeper the crack becomes. Both the exterior and interior walls are completely cracked through. The floor slab is now fully split. I am currently on the 7th floor.
Some newly built buildings, which have not yet been handed over, have entire rows of balconies collapsing.
从顶层到一层这边的两排
From the top floor all the way down to the first, all the balconies here have fallen off. Thankfully, no one was living here. On October 16th, a vlogger in Hebei posted a video reporting that their house had collapsed after rainfall. The ground was uneven and the building had developed cracks.
地面下沉，灯一声声的响声。
The ground is sinking and the lights are swaying, making noise. The floor is tilted, and even though the bottle of medicine is full, it's still rolling around so quickly.
A netizen from Hebei said underground mining hollowed out the foundation beneath their village, causing severe damage to homes. The entire village has been evacuated and now lies barren. A veteran construction worker explained that many developers in China prioritize visible features such as landscaping, exterior walls, and neighborhood gates, yet they often skimp on underground structures and foundations, using substandard materials. As a result, even upscale communities can conceal serious structural dangers beneath their polished surfaces.
有人问呢，现在中国的房子质量怎么样？
Someone asked, "What's the quality of houses in China right now?" I could tell you with full confidence that most of the houses in China today, most of them are falling apart with very poor quality. On the outside, they look shiny and beautiful, but what's the real situation like inside? In the places you can't see? I don't need to say much. Those who know, know.
有谁知道这是哪个小区吗？
Does anyone know which neighborhood this is? It's 12 years old, and the foundation has already sunk. Take a look at these stairs. They've clearly sunk. Do you see this? There's an obvious crack here, and even the wall has cracked. Now let's go take a look inside the hallway. Look at this emergency exit passage. The entire wall coating has peeled off, and the property management isn't doing any repairs. A vlogger also captured footage of a building in Zhuhai, Guangdong, which is over 20 years old, showing its current dilapidated condition.
你们看一下哈，这是珠海。
Let me show you this. This is a 20-plus-year-old building in Zhuhai, and now it's turned out like this. So when buying a house, don't get too hung up on whether it's a 70-year or a 50-year property, because the truth is, no house will last 70 years. In just 20 or 30 years, it can end up looking like this.
Even more surprising, a netizen filmed the Yunnan neighborhood in Guangzhou, where the entire wall was made of foam with no cement. Wow, it's all foam here. Come take a look. See how much foam there is? It's so scary, you just press it and it comes out. A homeowner from a Langhu neighborhood in Tianjin angrily exposed the issue, but she quickly deleted the video after posting it.
我怕被打击报复，所以视频发完就删除，求大家帮忙转发。
I need everyone's help to share this. I spent over 2 million yuan on a house in Longhu neighborhood in Tianjin, thinking I was buying a home. But when I moved in, I realized it's a house made of steel slag, leaking, cracking, and the ceiling is full of holes. We're eating dinner, and the wall coating falls into our bowls. My kid is sleeping, and the dust is falling into his eyes. The load-bearing wall crumbles to dust with a poke. We've just moved in. Who knows when it might collapse? Who approved this substandard house? How was it handed over? I just want to ask, which department will stand up for the people?
A vlogger openly stated that these issues are not unknown, but the relevant authorities are shirking responsibility. It seems that only by exposing the truth online can the authorities be pressured into responding.
现在是大家也都明白了，与其找相关部门。
Now everyone understands. Instead of looking for government departments, it's better to post the video online and let the relevant departments come to us. If someone takes charge, it will definitely be handled quickly, but if nothing happens after posting online, it means there's something deeper behind this issue. In that case, there's way too much that needs to be exposed. A netizen asked, what would happen if this occurred in the United States? Such problems with residential buildings are common in China, where online reports frequently highlight newly built properties that collapse. Homeowners who buy these flawed structures often struggle to file complaints or secure their rights. On November 23, 2024, numerous homeowners in Changsha village, Zhejiang province, assembled at a construction site to protest the substandard quality of properties they had purchased. Local special police soon arrived to maintain order at the scene. On November 20, 2023, in Chongqing's Green Spring Shore neighborhood, homeowners protested at the developer's sales office over construction quality problems. Local security police soon warned them, turn off the recording or we'll detain you. Some netizens saw this as proof that Tofu-Dreg projects, shoddy low-quality buildings, are shielded in China. Recently, another tragedy struck in Changsha, Hunan. On the evening of October 31st, a wall under renovation in the historic Chaozong Street district of Changsha suddenly collapsed. 4 young people were buried in the rubble. Despite rescue efforts, 2 young women died, one a 19-year-old university student, the other a 24-year-old who had recently started working. A witness posted a video. The wall collapsed right behind me. If I had hesitated one more minute, it would have been me. Dust covered my face when it fell, and I was truly lucky. I hope those trapped beneath are safe. A vlogger reported that many people were celebrating Halloween that night, making the area crowded. When the wall collapsed, several citizens standing directly beneath it were crushed. Reports describe Chaozong Street as one of Changsha's oldest historical and cultural streets, among the last still paved with blue stone. In 2013, the area was designated the city's second historical and cultural district. Nearby business owners said many buildings there are quite old. The shop involved was originally a Laotian-themed cultural and tourism site, vacant for some time before being leased in October. Scaffolding had been erected for major renovations. Local residents noted that 3 days earlier, on October 28th, workers drilled into the wall during renovations, exposing steel reinforcements. Nearby merchants had complained repeatedly, but no action followed.
投诉3天没人管，长沙垮塌太气人了。
It's been 3 days since a complaint and no one's responded. This collapse in Changsha is just too much. The wall collapse at Chaozong Street in Changsha hit 4 people, and sadly 2 girls passed away despite efforts to save them. Later, the business owners said that 3 days before the incident, renovation workers were crazily drilling holes and exposing rebar. Everyone complained, but no one did anything about it. The old building structure was torn down and finally couldn't hold up anymore. Now the street authorities are saying they'll investigate hidden dangers, but the injured are already in the hospital. This isn't an accident, it's clearly ignoring complaints. Renovating old buildings isn't just about putting on a fresh coat of paint or drilling holes, it creates risks. If they had stopped the illegal construction earlier, who would have been buried under that collapse? Don't wait for the disaster to happen and then try to fix things. Lives can't be wasted like this. Preemptive action is better than checking things after the fact. If you agree, hit like. What we want is real safety, not a reaction after the damage is done. This brings to mind the tragedy that occurred in Meizhou, Guangdong in May 2024. In the early morning of May 1st, 2024, a road surface collapsed on the Chanyang Road section of the Meilong Expressway in Dapu County, Guangdong. 23 vehicles plunged into the pit, killing 52 people, injuring 30 others. Officials labeled the event a disaster, but this drew widespread public anger. Many demanded answers on whether construction flaws and poor maintenance played a role. Zhu Shuiyi, a senior bridge engineer from the United States, told reporters it wasn't a natural disaster, but an engineering failure. He linked it to cost-cutting in construction and corruption in subcontracting. He added that more than a decade ago, he had warned that Tofu-Dreg projects in China would multiply. Today, structures often crack before handover, and basements flood. Tomorrow, high-speed trains may slow down as tracks warp. Zhu Shuiyi warned that decades of rapid infrastructure growth in China have spawned numerous accidents under Xi Jinping's leadership. Viewed collectively, these incidents paint an alarming picture, yet censorship keeps many in the dark. Looking ahead, China's buildings, roads, and bridges will encounter mounting issues, with structures erected in the past 10 to 20 years facing a surge in failures.
Why has the construction industry become such a mess? One simple reason: the cost of breaking contracts is too low. Few parties actually treat the written contracts seriously. If there were strict penalties for violating contracts, the construction industry would never have fallen into this state.
Chinese human rights lawyer Wu Xiaoping, now based in the United States, has exposed deeper structural flaws. He has represented numerous clients in China's engineering and material supply sectors, discovering that many construction firms routinely use substandard materials. Wu explained that rampant subcontracting drives this problem. At each layer, profits are trimmed, leaving final contractors to cut costs further by skimping on quality. Even more gravely, he said, inspectors and regulators are frequently bribed and conduct only superficial checks. Once a project passes initial scrutiny, long-term defects, emerging years or decades later, are ignored. Wu stressed that although Chinese law mandates lifetime accountability for construction quality, enforcing it remains nearly impossible, with wrongdoers often facing no consequences.